Talking about eddies. An eddy is calm water just behind an obstacle. So you'll see just down in here, this pool area, that's an eddy. Okay, it's calm water which is behind an obstacle. This obstacle is a rock. So water's coming downstream, hitting the obstacle, which is the rock. It then gets pushed out into the main flow. And on the downstream side of the rock is that eddy. As water goes down past the eddy, it may take some of the water out with it from inside the eddy, this causing the eddy to get less and less water in it. So the only place it can get water from is from the downstream side, somewhere around here. So water's going to come in, go to a point here, and the only place it can fill the eddy up from is on this downstream side, which will then be sucked upstream. So that eddy is actually moving in an upstream manner in order to fill the water that's being sucked out into the current. You'll notice on some eddies as well, you'll see what's called a boil line. Okay, the boil line is sort of about there, where water comes in and decides if it's going to go on the upstream side or downstream. So that's where water's getting sucked in, and it will slowly move up to the upstream side. Here is the eddy line. An eddy line is the line between the eddy and the current. And eddies are quite safe. We will use them in swiftwater and rafting and kayaking to park. All right, that's a really good spot to park your boat, to swim and then stay in that eddy to remain calm, to take a breath before deciding to go out again. Ideally, you want to be facing upstream when you're inside the eddy. So you're facing upstream with your raft or kayak. And when you're swimming, you want to sort of jump out in an angle that way. Same with the raft. When the raft comes in, we're going to stop here, we're going to turn our raft, and then we're going to cross the eddy line with a slight current. If our angle's too wide, if our angle is too wide that way, our nose is going to catch the water and turn, and the eddy is pulling our back end this way. So anytime you exit an eddy with a raft or inflatable kayak or an Archangel, you want to exit with speed and little upstream angles. When we say 45 is the ideal, it is, but only when you're out in the current. But from going from a dead stop start into main current, you want to have a smaller angle in order to minimize our surface area of our boat hitting the water and getting pushed downstream. So a nice narrow angle, drift out, and then turn your boat and head down. You never want to face your raft downstream to exit an eddy. Okay, the reason being is that's upwards. If you turn the boat and you're facing this way, when you go out to paddle this way, the boat's at the wrong ferry angle. The ferry angle's hitting the left-hand side of your boat, keep pushing you into the eddy. Rather, if you are facing upstream and you go that way, as soon as you paddle out, you've got a natural ferry angle to then turn your boat and go.